The fact that you were obliged didn't mean that anybody could enforce it. We have lots of interesting questions about what the courts could or could not do. But there is a notion that Congress is obliged to do certain things. But if Congress is obliged, how are we going to force them to do it? I doubt that many of these questions can actually be litigated for reasons that have to do with, one, justiciability, and two, the whole question of confrontation among the branches. But if people are serious about a constitutional convention or an Article 5 convention, something I personally don't support, I do support, however, a strong discussion. One could lobby your members of Congress now and say you're obliged to do it. I doubt Congress is going to do it. Why? Because the thrust of the Article 5 convention is the calling from the states. And the reality is that many of the states passed constitutional requests for Article 5 conventions in response to particular requests, and many of them, frankly, weren't serious about it. It's kind of a throwaway to certain groups that want some action out of their legislature when they're mad about something. So it really still, I think, comes down to the states, and whether or not one ever gets called, I think that a vigorous discussion, even one that frightens people, is good because it forces us to consider the kind of questions we are considering here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, and I'm especially grateful that you kept to the time that we had allocated. That's very helpful. The second speaker, Sandy Levinson, is the person who introduced me first to the questions around an Article 5 convention. He's a member of the faculties of the University of Texas Law School and the Department of Government of the University of Texas at Austin. And in the fall, he's going to be a visiting professor at both Harvard and Yale. He's the author of Our Undemocratic Constitution, Where the Constitution Goes Wrong, and a forthcoming book which he has tentatively titled America the Ungovernable, which will come out from Oxford in 2012. So I'd like to welcome Sandy to his speech.
Thank you. I, too, am extremely grateful to be here. I will say that I unequivocally do support a new constitutional convention, so I'm not an agnostic on that issue. And so let me go through very quickly, 2 minutes each.